I'm now being joined by Dr. Ibrahim Modibbo, development communication expert, to speak more on the federal government and labor debacle. Dr. Modibbo, you're welcome to NTA Studios.
Thank you, my AD. Good evening, Nigerians. Good to be here to talk on labor matters this evening.
Now, Dr. Modibbo, the labor unions are making good their threat to embark on this indefinite nationwide strike action. Talks have been made about how realistic is the labor demand and how sustainable it could be. What is your take on this?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Maidi, for inviting me to talk on this matter once again. Well, I think the demand by labor, from all indications, seems to be unrealistic. Unrealistic in the sense that here is a country that is under the current economic doldrum where, the economy seems to be plummeting, and we found ourselves in a very, very tight situation where I think the minimum wage of 490-something thousand might not necessarily be ideal. I think there should be a common compromise. The government, vis-a-vis the labor, should be able to come to a round table to discuss on the way forward. As you know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man of compassion. I'm sure he is a man of uncommon grace whose decision to venture into politics has been born out of his patriotic desire to respond positively to the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians. And one of the most outstanding and worthy narrative about this administration is the ability of the president to listen. If there's anything, the president has an open ear to listen. I think this particular stage calls for him to listen. Let there be a compromise, even if it is a war situation, my ED. You will agree with me that at the end of the day, it is on table that is going to be settled finally. Therefore, labor and the federal government should be able to come and sit down, negotiate properly. To me, it's high time to disband the tripartite committee set up by the federal government, because to me, they are not serious. If they were to be serious, they should look at the problems and prospects of the problems of the Nigerian worker. Today, since the removal of fuel subsidy, and also the removal of this petroleum, light something, the Nigerian worker has been in serious pains. There is no food on the table. And also, if one has a child or two children or three, sending them to school, paying their distance, for God's sake, what could 60,000 do? A bag of rice is over 80,000 at the moment. And therefore, we should look at these issues with compassion. We should look at this issue with human face. If I were the president, or I should have given the president advice, let us sit down with labor. Labor, what do you expect as a reasonable amount? Because 490-something to me is outrageous and unnecessary. It can't be, because the economy as it is today will not be able to sustain it. Therefore, we should have a common ground. To me, the most appropriate thing to do is to peg the labor come down to maybe between 120,000 to 150,000 for the least paid worker in Nigeria. Bear in mind that the current problem or the current take-home pay cannot even take him to the bus stop. Because if you are coming, if you want to eat, if you want to pay transportation to work, and if you want to work, at least to earn a decent living, there is no how 60,000 naira can take you to anywhere. Therefore, I want to believe that as a listening president, a man of compassion, a man of uncommon grace, I believe that there's still, even if the door is shut, there's a window of opportunity that could be opened, where the two sides could sit down and amicably look at the issue of the economy dispassionately with a view to finding common grounds. Because honestly, as I've stated, let me reiterate again, 490-something thousand is unrealistic. Because even 30,000 now, there are some states that cannot pay. Therefore, with the removal of fuel subsidy, what I was thinking is the Nigerian workers should enjoy. Let the process from the removal of fuel subsidy be put to the Nigerian worker to make him smile. Because the essence of democracy, party democracy, is for the people to enjoy. It's a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Therefore, the Nigerian worker forms the bulkroom of the Nigerian society, because If the worker is paid, the market people will also get money to enjoy. Therefore, there is this symbiotic relationships between the worker and also the people that produce and sell at the market. If there is no payment, how can they survive? As at the moment, I strongly believe that there is still the window of opportunity for the government to sit down dispassionately. Let the president call labor. There's nothing bad in it to me. The president is a father, and labor, they are just his children. He should temper justice with mercy to look at the problems of the Nigerian worker and also see the possibilities of giving him a take-home pay.
All right, Doctor. You know, the issue at stake here is about the welfare of the civil servants. Is this the best way to address this issue? Or what do you suggest?
You see, to me, the strike is a needless exercise. Needless in the sense that strikes usually should be the last resort. And I strongly believe that the government should have, right from ab initio, the government should have been thinking about this particular issue right from day one. If I were the president, when I said subsidy is gone, I know that subsequently the resultant consequences of this action will be on the Nigerian worker and also the downtrodden masses of Nigeria. Therefore, how do we ameliorate? How do we soften the grounds for them to survive? Because survival is the most important thing. You can see subsidy gone, petroleum price has increased. The issue of this NEPA or this electricity ban A, ban B, which is discriminatory, it has been able to bring up the, the input in terms of purchase of this, which is detrimental to the purse of the Nigerian worker. Therefore, I strongly believe that there is room or window of opportunity that remains with the president to call the labor, because we strongly believe that the Nigerian worker is a very fundamental ingredient to any democratic setup. Therefore, this government, knowing full well that in 2027 there will be another election, and these are the people that we are likely to meet again to yearn for votes, I strongly believe that the Nigerian worker should be able to get something that will take him home, and also something that will be able to safeguard him against temptation of evil. Because with this kind of situation we find ourselves, you find a lot of people going into crime and criminality and also being corrupt, because there's no how somebody will be able to survive on 60,000 naira in the current Nigerian situation. If you take 60,000, you go to the market, maybe it's just the leather bag that you'll be able to come out with, which is...
I'm just coming there, Dr. Modibbo. Now, you have appealed to government and to labor. What is your appeal to Nigerians at this moment?
My appeal still is both to the government, to labor, and also to fellow Nigerians. Fellow Nigerians, the time has come for us to exercise some patience and some level of restraint. I'm so happy that, unlike other countries within the West African sub-region, where small things will ignite passion and will bring sentiments and emotions, why you see people protesting, trying to use whatever it is at their disposal to come and destroy things and whatever. Nigerians are patient people, and I commend them for their patience. For them, their patience, their endurance, are also the capacity to listen to the government. I think the government should also look at the whole thing with human face. For now, people, honestly, whether we like it or not, we know that Nigerians are suffering. Suffering in the sense that to put food on the table is becoming a big problem. Therefore, the government, in its magnanimity, in its own wisdom, and in its own capacity to feel to the yearnings of Nigerians, it should be able to look at the demands of labor.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Modibbo.
Yes, vis-a-vis the Nigerian situation as it is today.
Very much. Dr. Ibrahim Modibbo is a development communication expert. Thank you so much for your views.
Thank you.